What's up, everybody? So on YouTube, I see a lot of YouTubers always making videos like, oh, do these 5 things and your life will change overnight, or do these 5 habits and your life is going to become amazing. I always see people talking about like things you should always do and things you should do to make your life perfect, but I never see people talk about the things that you should never do. And that's what I want to do. Believe it or not, there's probably a few habits that you do every single day, a few habits that you have that cause people not to like you. There's probably a few habits that you have that are making you unhealthy. And I want to talk about a few habits that like you should definitely never get into and you should definitely try to get rid of if you have these habits. So the first thing that came to my mind when I was thinking of horrible things you should never do is you should never avoid your personal hygiene. This is a surprising thing that a lot of people overlook. Like a lot of people overlook showering, they overlook brushing your teeth, flossing, putting on deodorant, putting on cologne, actually, shampooing your hair and putting on body wash. People overlook this for some reason. I can't tell you how many times I've been on a bus or gotten into an Uber or something like that, and I've just smelled the person next to me, and I was like, damn. There's been other times where I was in like a class during high school, and I would talk to this kid that I knew, but I didn't really know him, and every time I would talk to him, his breath just smelled like ass. This kid in my class never brushed his teeth, and then when he would go and talk to people in class, they would always realize that his breath was just so stinky, and they wouldn't want to talk to him. Him not brushing his teeth that morning led him to not have any friends. Nobody wanted to talk to this kid. Nobody wanted to partner up with this kid. Nobody wanted to grade this kid's paper whenever they switched the papers around because this kid didn't brush his teeth. He didn't spend 2 minutes scrubbing his teeth and nobody wanted to be his friend. But it's not even just like the breath, bro. If you don't wear deodorant and you're like growing up, like if you've hit puberty, you're gonna smell. It's just natural, bro. Your armpits normally start to smell like BO once you hit puberty, and you can put on deodorant and you'll smell fine. But a lot of people don't put on deodorant, or they at least don't like clean themselves, and they walk around stinking all day. People are not gonna want to be around you. People are not gonna want to talk to you. People are not gonna want to be your friend. They will not want to associate with you if you smell. If you feel like people don't like you or you feel like people aren't talking to you or they're trying to like shy away from you, maybe it's because you stink. Maybe you don't take care of your personal hygiene. This is one of the biggest things that people overlook. Do not overlook this. Whenever I think of things that really are like horrible habits and you should never fall into, I immediately think of not sleeping enough. Now, I know this sounds so stupid, but trust me, bro, hear me out. I know a lot of you watching this right now probably don't love sleeping. You probably don't sleep a lot, but here's the thing, man. If you don't sleep for at least like, I don't know, 6 hours, like let's say you go to bed at, 3 a.m. and you wake up at 6 a.m. for school, you are going to be so irritated. You're going to be so slow in the head. You're not going to be able to get as many things done. I just stuttered so much. What I'm trying to say is sleep is so damn important. It is one of the biggest cheat codes ever. I remember hearing something. Somebody said like if there was a pill that you could take that would help you grow muscle and it would help you feel better and it would help you burn fat and it would help you just be amazing and be happy and grow muscle. Like I don't know, if there was a pill that could give you everything, everybody would take it. Everybody would pay millions of dollars if there was this perfect pill. But guess what? There is this perfect pill. It's getting enough sleep. If you get enough sleep, bro, that can give you so many benefits. It will help you grow muscle. It'll help you burn fat. It'll help you feel better. There's so many different benefits to just sleeping. If you're not getting at least like 6 hours of sleep, you are pretty much killing yourself. I'm not even lying. This next thing I thought of is kind of odd, but the more I think about it, the more I feel like nobody really talks about this, but this is something very insane that you need to like make sure you're not doing. So I thought of perfectionism. If you don't know what that means, it's basically wanting everything to be perfect. I'm pretty sure that's what it means. A lot of people are perfectionists, and whenever they work on something or they're doing something, they don't want it to be subpar. They don't want it to be bad. They want to make sure that it's really, really, really good, and they won't stop until it's really, really, really good. And that's not like a horrible mindset to have, but if you like really are a perfectionist at heart, you're going to struggle in life. Let's just say you want to start up a YouTube channel, right? And you go ahead and you make your profile picture and you make your banner and you spend like 2 hours on your profile picture and 2 hours on your banner. And then now you're thinking, what should I name my YouTube channel name? I need to think of the perfect name because like Funny Gamer 812, that doesn't sound right. Let me think of the perfect name so that when I create my name, everybody's going to remember me because I'm going to have an awesome name. Okay, let's think. And then you start thinking about this perfect channel name for the next 2 days and you still can't think of a perfect perfect channel name. So then you're just worried and you're like, I'm gonna start this YouTube channel when I can think of a perfect name. It's just I can't think of anything good. Like I've thought of like some things, but I can't think of anything good. I'm gonna start my YouTube channel, but I just need to think of the perfect name. People who obsess over everything just being perfect and everything going the right way, you're gonna live a horrible life. I'm not gonna lie, I've been going through this exact thing, and now that I'm talking about it in a video where I'm talking about things that you should never fall into and bad habits that people have, I need to fix this. But recently in my life, with this channel actually, now that I'm posting more on this channel, I wanted to change the name of this channel. I don't really love the name DJ Hates Turbo. The only reason my channel name is DJ Hates Turbo is because I have a channel called DJ Loves Turbo, so it's just like a duh, 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 you know. But I don't really love the name of this channel, and for a while now, I was thinking, what could I change the name to? And I couldn't think of it, and it was stressing me out. But then I realized, like, nobody's perfect, man. I'm never gonna think of that perfect name that fits this channel because you can't even please everybody. If you think your YouTube channel name is perfect, there's gonna be someone out in India who thinks your YouTube channel name is so stupid, right? You can't please everybody in this world. You can't ever please yourself fully either. So don't try to be perfect in everything that you do. I knew a girl who every time she would do homework, she would try to get everything right. And if she wasn't sure if the answer was right, she'd just keep on working on that question until she finally got it right. But then whenever she thought she got it right, she would review it again, then realize that she might not be right. So then she'd still be on that question. And I mean, I already did my test. My test was done 8 hours ago, and she's still sitting on this one question because she's not sure if she got this right. Turns out it was right the first time, and all her other questions that she thought was right was wrong. That's just an example of how being a perfectionist and trying to make everything perfect and get everything completely perfect will kill you, bro. You're going to waste so much time. And the thing is, on this earth, bro, we only have a limited amount of time. So if you spend your time trying to work on this one thing and make this one thing perfect, all the other things that you could have been doing, it's just going away. You know what I mean? So you got to just take what you get and do what you can. This next thing that you should never, ever get into and you should never, ever do is pretty obvious. I think if you watch any YouTube video or you talk to anybody in the world and you ask them, what should I never get into? What should I never do? I think one of their first answers is going to be you should never get into smoking anything and you should never get into drinking anything. Now, I know a lot of people who are watching this, my audience is kind of young, so you're probably not doing this, which is good, and you never will do it. Promise me. You never will do that because it's not good for you, right? I know a lot of people my age who I grew up with and I had so much fun with in high school and stuff. A lot of them have turned to smoking on the weekends or drinking on the weekends and stuff. And I don't really want to get into all that. But for me, man, I've never really done that. Yeah, I had my years in high school where I would hang out with my friends and, we'd hang out and some stuff would happen, but I never really did like, bad stuff. I always knew that, drugs, yeah, my friends might say it's fun, but they're so bad for you and they're not even that fun. I always knew that, man, and especially with drinking, man. I've known so many people close to me who have, fallen victim to drinking alcohol very often, and like their lives have completely changed. Like I knew somebody who couldn't really stop drinking alcohol. They were really addicted to drinking alcohol, I guess, and it really took their life from here to just slowly, slowly down. And I've seen what alcohol and drugs can do to you. And maybe if it was all free, I would understand why everybody's doing it. But the fact that you have to pay a lot of money for these things, like some drugs that people take are very expensive. Some alcohols are very expensive, and yet people still do it. Like there's a thing. Oh yeah, I saw this post. One time somebody was like, if there was a medicine that you could take and it would, make you super tired and it would make you really unhealthy and it would make you sick the next morning and it would just not make you feel good at all and it costs, $50, would anybody take that medicine? Everybody was like, no, no, I wouldn't take that medicine. What the hell? Why would they even serve a medicine that makes you sick, makes you tired, makes you not feel good? And then they were like, well, that medicine is alcohol. And that literally blew my mind. It's like, yeah, alcohol costs like, $50 or so for like a pack. I don't really know. Let's just say it costs $50 to get enough alcohol. And then whenever you take it, you just feel like crap and your life sucks. And you wake up the next morning hurting. Why do people do this? Also, another thing, man, alcohol and drugs, it's not cool. It's not the cool thing to do. I know in high school and in school, you see those kids who are badasses and they take these drugs and they drink on the weekends with their homies and they have parties. Those aren't the cool guys, man. Once you grow up, you start to realize that the people who never did that stuff and the people who actually focused on their craft and like was working or the people who were spending time with their family or spending time with friends and not doing this bad stuff, those were the cool guys all along. A lot of people probably won't really agree with what I'm about to say, but one of the biggest things that you should never ever fall victim to and just always pay attention to is your financial status. So what I mean by that is you should really pay attention to your money and know how to use your money and know how to spend your money and know how to save your money. So a lot of people get money and then they spend it because they know next month they're going to get another paycheck, right? If you have a job, you know how it is. You work and you work and you work and you work and you work, and then every 2 times a month or so you get a paycheck, and then you get paid and you feel so good, and then you go back to work the next day and you work and you work for that next paycheck. I'm pretty sure I saw a stat. It was like, 80% or maybe 90% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, which basically means they get their paycheck, they spend it all on stuff, and then the next like week they're hurting. They're really, really broke for the next week until they get their next paycheck. Then they feel good, and then they're super broke until the next week they get their paycheck. So they're basically living on that last paycheck and then waiting for this next paycheck. It's a horrible way to live, but a lot of this could be avoided with financial knowledge. A lot of people fall victim to buying things that really they should not buy. Like, for example, the alcohol and drugs thing that I was talking about. That's something that really eats up your money, and I'm glad that every one of you who watch this, you guys don't do that. But a lot of people spend money on expensive cars. They feel like they need to get a $30,000 car, and they have to get a car payment. And car payments are a whole nother thing. You should really try your hardest never to get a car payment because that whole business is a crazy scam. It seems to me like that everybody wants to be rich. Everybody wants to have a lot of money. Everybody wants to, not have any worries. But the thing that people don't understand is to be rich, you don't have to make a lot of money. I'm serious. You do not have to make, 10,000, 50,000, $100,000 a month just to be rich. I know some people who make a couple thousand a month and they're pretty rich because of one thing. They know how to save money. Now, here's the thing. Whenever you get paid, let's say you get paid $5,000 every single month. If you're spending $4,000 on grocery and rent and a car payment and spending, crazy money playing games, and you only have $1,000 at the end of the month, you're never going to be rich. But if a guy who's making $3,000 a month saves, 2,500 and only spends 500, he's going to be more rich than the guy making 5,000 because he's saving more. I know this whole concept of like saving money is so just boring to you. You probably heard about it in school. Your parents have probably told you about saving money, and saving money seems so boring. Like, oh, I want to go buy this car. I want to go buy this nice backpack. I want to buy some drip so I look fresh whenever I go to school and show off for these girls, right? It might seem cool to spend money. It might seem cool to have a super nice car, but at the end of the day, man, the cool people are the ones who save their money. Nobody knows they're rich, but deep down, they look in their bank account and they see $200,000 and they feel financially safe. They feel so good in the head. I cannot tell you how great it feels to be able to look at a bank account and see a bunch of money and know that you are good. I would so much rather be able to look at my bank account and see $50,000 than go outside and see a $50,000 car that I own and then in my bank account is $0. A lot of people prefer that life though. A lot of people would rather have a super nice luxury car that's 50K or 100K and then have 2K in their bank. But me, bro, I would rather have a $5,000 beater car that has rust all around the sides, 4 dents, and 18 scratches in the front. But if I had 50,000 in my bank, I would feel great. What I'm trying to say here is saving your money is so much cooler than spending your money. And if you fall into a habit of spending and spending and spending and living paycheck to paycheck like every single other person in America and pretty much every single other person in the world, if you cannot save your money, you will never become a beast. You will never become a amazing person. You will never become super happy. I cannot tell you how happy having money makes you. Saving money makes you so happy. And I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm super rich because I'm really not. But I try to save as much money as I can. I do have some spending habits. I go out to eat a lot, but I try to save a lot of money. And when I notice I'm saving money, I feel so good. One thing that a lot of people tend to talk about, but I really want to talk about is exercise. Now, do not get all mad and be like, oh, dude, I don't want to go work out. Bro, do 15 minutes of a workout a day, you will be 1000% more healthy than the person who doesn't work out. You can literally do, 15 push-ups, 15 sit-ups, 20 jumping jacks, go jog around your house for 2 minutes, and you will be so much more healthy than the guy who doesn't do anything. Just simply moving your body and at least like pushing some weight is so much better for you than not doing anything. I'm not saying you have to go to the gym for 2 hours a day and pay for a gym membership and, sweat your balls off at the gym. You can do that, and that's pretty good for you, and I would recommend you to do that. But if you don't want to, like everybody else in the world, then just do 15 minutes a day of some sort of exercise. You will like never regret it, bro. Whenever you're 50 years old, you're not gonna be like everybody else. Everybody else in their 50s is like, ow, ow, help me, help me. But if you just work out like a little bit every single freaking day, you will be 50 years old and you'll be sprinting. You'll be so good. You'll feel good. You'll be able to play with your freaking kids and you'll be able to hang out with your parents. And hopefully your parents will be freaking healthy too. It's just, bro, trust me. Never get into that habit of just never being able to work out or never working out. Just please be active. It'll help you. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.